What's up guys, Francis LaPlaca here. I wanted to show you guys how I personally use my Kestrel. I'm not saying by any means it's the best way, it just works for me. A lot of people use them differently across the board, but this is what works for me. It's been working for me, and I just wanted to share it because I feel like there's a lot of people out there that don't know this feature of the Kestrel, and it's really cool and it's helped me out shoot really well. So let's get into it. There's a couple settings that you're going to need to change or just confirm that they are correct. So number one, on your main screen, you're going to click into target. And what you're going to do is you're going to go and use the up button, and you're going to go up to target. So target one is always going to be on or active. What you're going to need to do is you're going to need to then scroll over and go to target 2. I typically like to have 5 targets open. So you're going to go to target 2 and you're going to make sure it says active yes. So that's no. We're going to say it's on yes. Designator, you can either go A, B, or C, or 1, 2, 3, whatever you feel is going to make you memorize those targets. I like 1, 2, 3. So target number 3, same thing, go in there, make sure it is on or yes. 4, 5, yes. And then if you notice 6, because I only have 5 targets open, if I do have a 6th target on the stage, I will activate this target. But as of right now, we typically don't have over 5 targets, so I just leave that not active. So basically what that is, when you go back, you'll know when you first get your Kestrel, basically what will happen is if you push this over button, you'll actually change the range. So that's the first thing. That's the first difference. Once you open up those other targets, you're not going to be able to actually change the yardage from this screen. What's going to happen is you're going to go from target 1 to target 2 to target 3 to target 4 to target 5, so on and so forth. To change the yardage, it's super simple. Like if you range something and you're like, oh, I'm behind the prop 5-10 yards, no big deal. You just click the center button and it already sets you up to be on the yardage, and that's all you simply do is change it like you guys used to do. So you can change it by 10 yards if you feel like you had a 10-yard separation from the prop, sorry. Okay, so that's setting number 1. Setting number 2, you're gonna have to go down to environment. You're gonna scroll all the way down, and you're gonna make sure this wind capture is gonna be on all targets. There's 2 settings. You either have 1 target or all targets. You want it on all targets. I also do keep arrow jump, spin drift on. So while you're there, just confirm that those are on. That's going to help you as you're shooting into these different directions and calculating wind. It's just going to account all that stuff for you, so you don't have to worry about it. So I typically keep those on. Okay. So now how this is going to work. So now that you have it set up, go back to target number 1. So when I set up for a stage, basically what I do is I have my rangefinder that is connected to my Kestrel. I use the Sig Kilo 6Ks. Actually just bought the Gen 2s because I really do believe in those binos, that rangefinder. I think it's just a great setup, especially with the Kestrel. Basically what I do when I show up to a stage, I find all my targets, and I start ranging them. Okay, so I will range target number 1, and I will just simply range target number 1, and then after I range that target, so this one will be at 430 yards, the binos are going to communicate with the Kestrel. It's going to put in that range automatically. The only thing that I have to do is give it the direction of fire. Okay, so after I range that first target, it pops up 430 yards from my binos. Then what I do is I face it to the direction of fire, and this capture button, it's really cool. Not a lot of people know, but you don't have to go in to capture anything. You simply push it once, you face the back of the Kestrel to the actual target, and then you click it again, and it'll set that target at 12 o'clock, okay? Or wherever that target is, 12, 1, 2, 3 o'clock, whatever it is. When I get down to wind, we also do that same thing to capture the wind, which most of you probably already do know. So Then I go to target 2, I do the same thing. Boom, I range it on my binos, I give it a direction of fire, okay? Then I go to target number 3, boom, and I give it direction number 5, a direction of fire. You'll notice here that this target is at 3 o'clock. So basically the target I'm shooting is that way. Target number 2 is straight in front of me. Same thing with target number 1, okay? Next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go down to wind. So after I have all my targets in, I have all my directions of fire set, which takes no more than, I mean, if you know where the targets are roughly, should take you no more than 5 minutes to gather all that information. And that's all I simply do is before I go up and shoot, or right before I'm about ready to shoot, I feel a gust of wind. What I simply do is I scroll down to wind, okay? So I'm going down to wind. And what I do is I use the capture button. So I open up the cap, I put it into the wind. So the wind's gonna be coming this way. I'm gonna do it at a 3 o'clock wind. I'm gonna push the capture button. I'm gonna hold it there until, you know, I feel a couple gusts in and out, 1, 2, 3, and then I push the capture button again. Once that happens, you'll notice that your wind direction has been captured. So it knows that it's a 3 o'clock wind, right? Your target's at 12. So I captured the target direction of fire here, and I captured the wind direction at 3 o'clock, okay? Target at 12, wind at 3. So once you do that, you only have to do it on any of the targets, and you only have to capture your wind one time in the direction. Obviously, if you have a switchy wind, then you can do it in the different directions, but ideally the wind is pretty constant right before you're about to shoot. So go ahead and put it in that direction, capture it, and this is what's gonna happen. This is what's really cool about the Kestrel, is when you scroll over to target number 3, okay? Remember what I was telling you is that target was at 3 o'clock. So target number 1 and 2 are at 12 o'clock with a wind at 3. But now my target number 3 is at 3 o'clock. So the target I'm shooting at is this way and the wind is coming this way. So look what it automatically calculated. It automatically calculated that as a headwind at 12 o'clock. And you'll notice here, all the wind is the same. It's 4 miles an hour. Now, if I click into wind, it's a low of 4 and a high of 8. So if I go back, this hold at 580 yards with the target at 12 o'clock with a wind, a full value at 3, from 4 to 8, that is gonna be my wind hold. And with the same wind shooting into the wind, with a headwind at 12 o'clock from 4 to 8 miles an hour, that's gonna be my wind hold. Same thing, another target, it's gonna be the same thing, and you can see how that wind captures on every single target exactly the same. I hope this helps. Once I figure this out, it really helped me a lot. If you guys like this video, go ahead and like it. If you need some more help on the Kestrel, drop a comment and I'll try to make another video if you guys need more help with the Kestrel. But that is the biggest feature that I found. That's pretty much what I use. Yeah, going through your gun profiles, we can go through all this. There's a lot of videos on all that stuff. What I could say there is, I mean, just to go over it really quick, you know, make sure your BC is pretty close to the box, or if you've trued it up. I don't use custom drag models or anything like that. I just go off muzzle velocity and BC. That's how I true my data. Bullet weight, bullet diameter, zero range. Make sure your zero range is in yards, not meters, all that good stuff. You also want to make sure your bore height, so that's the center of your, basically the center of your barrel to the center of your scope. You want to make sure that's pretty accurate. Zero height, zero offset. As you're zeroing, you can kind of tell it where your zero is, and it'll, you know, kind of calculate into your dope. I typically have a pretty good zero, so I don't have to mess with that very often, but sometimes if I don't want to change my zero, I will tell it where my impact was at 100 yards, but I typically have a pretty good 0, so I leave that at 0. And then obviously your twist rate. So, I mean, aside from that, everything else is pretty basic. You guys should know how to use a Kestrel, the basic functions of, you know, unlocking environmentals, spinning it around, and going from there. So, but that wind, just with multiple targets, if you have multiple targets, that wind setting it's huge. And I know it's helped a lot of people. I know it's helped me. It just takes a little bit to figure it out and find these settings. This one environment setting took me a while, and you have to go through and change that to all targets. Don't forget to do that, or else this will not work. So thank you. Hope you guys enjoyed the video.